This week's map is Ballyspring. It is a map that is based in the Republic of Ireland to the best of my knowledge, and it focuses heavily on animals with separate farm areas that you can buy, which encompass a building and a fair amount of fields and other sort of production bases that you can get. It's a very nice map, it's very pretty, but it can be a little bit confusing. We're going to jump in today and I'm going to give you my full review. First things first, this is the map overview. As you can see, there's a lot of fields. They are, generally speaking, quite small though. I do like this wooden barrier or border that they've put on the outside as well. It adds a nice touch. The map is not that big realistically. Like, there's a lot here, but to drive around it doesn't actually take very long at all. The scale is quite small. As you can see on the map, there are these circled areas. These are different farms, and each farm has something different in it, be it different animals, different buildings, different production lines, different sort of focus in each. We started down here, which gave us 65, 64, 66, 68, and 67, as well as 2 cow areas. One is an open field, a pasture, and one is a self-made cow shed. The cool thing is, this allows you to have up to 500 cows. That's a lot. You also get a silage container, which can hold, I think, around 350,000 litres of slurry. And you've got your production point and your delivery points for the hay, bale, silage, etc. The map comes with a shop, which has a degree of vehicles. Like, the shop comes with a forklift that you can use, but all of these tractors here are just display only, which is a bit of a shame. It looks very cool the way it's been done, but it would be nice if you could maybe use them. Other than that, you have large areas, most of which you can get in from the road, but these fields in here, this area here specifically, is a bit of a maze. There's a single way that you can get in each field, and good luck trying to find them. To get to field 32, you have to come up this road here, down into field 24, across into 25, and then into 32. Once you've found the route, it's fairly simple to get there again, but finding that route in to begin with is quite difficult and will take you a lot of time until you learn the map as a whole. Other thing to note, the roads are quite tight. Now, what I will say is that you can take bigger machinery in this, unlike with Court Farms that I reviewed recently, where the map actually physically limits you because the trees are low hanging and the roads are incredibly narrow. The main roads here are quite large, and there is a lot of clipping that goes on. Like, there are certain areas which are you're able to go through because you're able to clip through, but I'll show that when we go around and do the map tour. Overall, there's a lot to do. There is a lot of baling. There is a lot of grass fields because this map very much focuses on animals. If you're not really into animals, you're probably not going to have a great time with it. There are obviously some arable crops, but the fields are very small, so you're not really going to need that massive machinery. Same with baling equipment. You're not really going to need the big M. It's not going to be a massive time saver. With the baling I've been doing, I've been using a couple of tractors, one with a mower on the front and a tedder on the back, or just the mower on the front and the bale on the back, to just bale as I go, because the fields are that small that you can get them done rather quickly. I quite like the map. It's not my favourite by any stretch of the imagination. Nowhere near. Calmsden still takes it for me, but it's got enough going for it that I could see myself just playing this. You also do start with a rest area, which I didn't realise, and then you get another one when you buy the farmland. If I'd have known or paid attention when I first started, I'd have probably just bought one of the plots of land down here, because they're fairly cheap. They're 100k. Like this area here, plot 40, which came with everything, it cost me 600,000. If I'd have realised and paid attention and realised that I actually got a rest area just for starting, I'd have probably chosen these fields here and worked out with more equipment first, just because jumping straight into animals can be a bit daunting. This is the building area that I bought, which, as you can see, comes with all the cows. Don't ask about the bales, don't need to talk about that. You get a fair amount of sheds that you can use. You've got a silo, you've got your milk, your slurry, etc. This is where the map is incredibly tight. It's not that the roads are the problem, it's the entrance points. And the other issue you've got is being able to see, because the trees, whilst they don't hinder you like they do on Court Farms, they do obstruct your view quite a bit. That being said, the map itself is actually quite pretty. It's very, very nice to look at. The way the grass fields are, they've got like wildflowers in and stuff. They're not necessarily weeds, they're just flowers that you can go through and sort of crop. The other really nice thing is that the AI traffic you get on this map is that there's a lot of tractors and other farming equipment and stuff that go around, and you get the AI that end up being stuck behind them because they don't move very fast. Can be a little bit annoying. They have a very small hitbox, so you can be driving down, and the second that you reverse, they'll come straight into your space, which makes it very difficult if you do get into a pickle. Overall though, the map is usable, and that's the main thing. You can use bigger equipment on this map. You've got to be careful, and you've got to drive a little better and be a bit more precise in what you do. But the very first tractor I actually bought on this map was the Russell Mash RSM 2375, which is a very, very big tractor. TikTok was not happy with this because they said it was too big for the map. Yeah, honestly, I managed to get around the map very easily with a little bit of care, and was able to get into most of the areas as well. The way that you can get into the areas is that the gates are a little bit deceptive. What I mean by deceptive is that you can clip through them. There is a point where you get to the hedge, and it's solid hedge, because unlike on Calmsden, you can't just go through the hedges, but the gate themselves are wider. They've been very smart with that, because it does allow you to put the larger materials or the larger pieces of equipment into the game. I'm going to try and find a gate here to show you what I mean. So here, look, on Calmsden, the difference between this and Calmsden is that the hedge would be flippable. You'd be able to go through the hedge, but the gate would be solid. Here it's the other way around. So if you see here, I can just drive straight through the gate. So it's very deceptive in that you might look at it and go, oh, I can't get through that with bigger pieces of equipment, but you actually can. Same with the post as well. Like, it's not until you actually get to the hedge itself that you hit something, right? So as you can see here, I've gone straight through the pole. But if I was to reverse, the hedge starts around here, right? So you've actually got a fair bit of space that you don't realize you've got. Also, what you can do is, if you are struggling to get into certain areas, you can take a chainsaw and you can cut down the hedges and make an entrance point that way if you are struggling. So again, more accessibility. The map on a whole is very, very good. I quite enjoy it. I've enjoyed playing on this map all week. It is, as I've said, very, very pretty. It's accessible. There's a lot to do. The amount of contracts that I've got coming in, all of these bailing, they're very small fields, but they are very productive as a result. They do pay you well, and the way I've been doing it is I have been taking the excess, and instead of selling it, I've been just giving it to my cows. So they have got enough food going on. As you can see here, you've probably got actually about 450,000 litres of slurry as opposed to 300,000 that I said earlier. We're already up to 40,000 litres of milk, and the game, when you buy the field, you start with 20 calves in the pasture, and you start with 5 that are of age and 10 that are at 12 months. We've been about 2 months in the game, which is really nice. It's a nice little starter, and then I bought 60 just so we can get some milk production going. But like I said, you can have up to 500 cows on this map. So there you have it. I really actually genuinely rate this map. It's a lot of fun. It's not my favourite. Calmsden still takes it. Calmsden's just got a charm for me that I really like. One thing that I do like on this map over Court Farms is that it actually shows you where the water is. And there's not like loads of little ditches that you can fall in. Like, it's a big amount of water. And one of the fields that I bought actually has a big lake area around it as well, which makes it very easy to get into. So there you have it, guys. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of Ballyspring, if you agree or disagree with any of my comments. If I showed you anything that you didn't know about the map, do let me know as well, and I will see you all next time. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Ciao, ciao.